everyone, Elton here again, and today we'll be continuing Graveyard Keeper. So, wait, what happened to the game? Where did it go? Uh, What? Yeah, of course I like games. Well, yeah, I mean, like, it's what everyone else. Okay, fine. I get it. I don't particularly enjoy it, to be honest, but what else am I supposed to do? Huh. Yeah, that's. Mm. You got a point there. Okay, fine. Let me try something else. Although, let's get rid of all this stuff first, shall we? And. Ah! God, that hurts. Okay, now that that's over with, hello again, everyone. Elton Rogers here, and starting from now, I think I'm going to try something a bit different from what you've seen before. So basically, I got kind of bored with Let's Plays. It's a chore to do, and I don't particularly like editing them, so we're just gonna roll with this for now. It may change again in the future, who knows? I like to experiment with the things that I do. So, what exactly are we going to talk about today? Well, personally, I kind of just want to talk about my projects. So, for this week, well, month, I'm going to be doing a bunch of pixel art projects. Whether it be sprites or portraits, I'm basically going to see how much I can learn about pixel art and the stuff that I can make within the month. So, to be fair, I have been doing pixel art a little bit longer. I have been practicing for at least about the last 3 weeks, so I'm not exactly a complete beginner, but as you can see from this example, I'm not exactly the best in the beginning. Yes, this is one of the first few pixel arts sprites that I tried to make. Not particularly the best. It's not bad for what it is, but there's a lot to be desired. This is a 16 by 16. Is it? Yeah, it is. Basically one of the smaller ones that you can make, so it's not gonna have a ton of detail. But even then, this could have been made better, in my opinion. Anyway, so yeah, basically the projects for this month is going to be pixel art, but also specifically, the subject of those projects are going to be basically my VTuber friends, the people that I've come to know in the VTuber community that I talk to and personally know. So for this week, I'm going to be trying to recreate this guy, Sojin. So yeah, he's a smaller-ish VTuber. He does some horror videos, let's plays. Well, not let's plays, live streams. I mean. So yeah, he's pretty cool. You guys should check him out if you haven't. Before that, if you saw me over on Twitter, I did actually ask a bunch of random VTubers. I was like, "Hey, can I like draw you in pixel art form? Just drop your PNG and I'll do something with it." And yeah, I did something with it, and the results were. Yeah, I don't know about the results. Some are good, some are horrifying. I'm really sorry, Sushi. You say that you like it, but I hate it. I could have done you better. I'm sorry, man. So yes, I did some practice, and I'm starting to get a feel from it. So yeah. Oh, uh, just so you know, at the beginning with the initial pixel arts and just the practice ones, I did use a different program from what I use in the final one. So in the beginning, I was using a program, well, more of a website called Piscal. This is a free program, well, duh, it's a website. Although it does not have a lot of features, I think it is a very good start if you guys just want to try pixel art. Like, it's literally free and you can basically do the basics, I would say. It doesn't have the more advanced color picking features, which is actually really important when it comes to shading in pixel art. So yeah, this is my attempt, well, my first attempt to do a sort of rough sketch, rough model of Sojin. So yeah, I don't know I don't know what to say about this one. It's fine for what it is, but I'm pretty sure I could do better than that. And that's what I tried to do. And around that time, I also got some new toys to play with. Specifically, I got myself two things. One is Aseprite, which is a more advanced and professional-ish program for pixel art making. It's really cheap, you can get it on Steam, it's really not that big of a deal. And then, also, since I do have some extra funds lying around, I did end up getting myself a graphics tablet, a cheap one, but it's a start. And with these two things combined, I became the most powerful. No, I didn't. I didn't become the most powerful artist in the world. But it did help me get into a better workflow, better state, I guess. So, yes. So, this is the first thing that I did. Basically, I just try to see if I can figure out what sort of style do I want to go with this. Because with pixel art, there's a lot of different ways that you can do it, just like any other art, I guess. So yeah, I tried to do a bunch of different things just with the posing and just the proportions and everything. And it was a hit and miss, but yeah. I personally like the first and third one because they look clean and also looked like something a game would have, I'd say. It's not the best, but at the very least, it wasn't the second one. Dear God, what is that second one? Tried to make a more dynamic pose, but it just did not end well. Like, look at that thing. It looks like I tried to make a JoJo pose and failed miserably in the very end. So yeah, at this point I'm not really sure which one I would go for, and I asked a bunch of people within my own community. And I'm not very surprised, but a lot of people like the first and third one. Except for one person. So, because he is the subject of this first project, I asked Sojin himself, and he said he liked the second one. Okay, I guess. So yeah, he did mention that he liked the second one because of the more action like type of pose, and he did like the third one with the special effects, well, quote unquote special effects. So I took that into consideration. So, with that in mind, I moved on to basically make the final product. So with the next one, I am going to show you a time lapse of how exactly that ended up happening. So, enjoy. Alright, so it started off with this kind of black outline of the character. Basically what I tried to do is just kind of nail the pose down and see where I can go from there. I did make a little bit of adjustments here and there so that it would look a little bit better than just the rough pose. Oh, and I forgot to mention this, but when I asked people that I told them that I want to do this, I did also ask them, well, if you were an RPG character, what kind of class you want to be, which explains the whole particles and magicness that was in the previous iterations of this character. So, yeah, with Sojin, he said to me that he wanted to be a mage, a master of elements and magic and that kind of stuff. So I really tried to capture that with the, well, you'll see soon with the whole costume change with the cape and everything. And again, I did try to make a more dynamic pose, although this one is considerably more tame than the other one, as you know, his spine doesn't bend inhumanly. So yeah, so as you can see, I kind of working from the ground up with the boots and then the pants and then the, how do you say, the shirt and the clothes and then the cape. The head gave me a bunch of, ironically, headache. I still need to figure out how to do faces and heads because I do understand with Pixar there is much more lenience towards the proportions, but there's something off about this and I need to fix that in the future projects. And also, if you see me just manually painting this is because at this point I haven't discovered the fill tool yet. So That was embarrassing. That probably cost me like 10 minutes just to manually paint and everything. But now I know. You'll soon see. What was I saying? You'll soon see that eventually figured out how to do filling just automatically and not do this stupid stuff. So yeah. And this is what I meant when a sprite is a bit more advanced than Piskel, is because of the color selection. With pixel art, you kind of need to have a different approach to like gradients and shadows and such. You can't just make it slightly darker or slightly lighter. There's a thing called hue shifting within pixel art to give it a more organic feel, and I tried to emulate that here and there, although I would say that I did not. I would say I did not do it that well, but I made an attempt, and I think that's good enough. So yeah, this is where I got more. I tried to be more fantastical with the clothing a tiny bit. I didn't do that much, to be honest, but yeah. Oh yeah, eyes. God damn, I do not know how to do eyes yet. Apparently, just having 64 by 64 pixels is not really enough to get a lot of detail, but I make do, as you do. So yeah, I ended up inverting the whole with the colors of the cape with on the neckline. So yeah, that's kind of what happened. And as you can see, this is at the point where I kind of finish with the whole pose and body. Now I try to make his staff. Now I tried to go for a more dynamic pose instead of just him standing up and just holding the staff. I tried to have him like ready for battle and like preparing for a fight basically. So yeah, that's what I tried to do, and I'm kind of proud of that staff. I'm not gonna lie, I really like that staff. So yeah, this is the more or less final thing. Okay, and with that, we're almost at the final thing. So yeah, at the one that I showed you was basically the final form of it, but I did make a little bit of adjustment, and this is actually the final thing. Ta-da! As you can see, I kind of got rid of the special effects. Well, sort of. I changed it up a bit if you didn't notice. And I also added a background, which is, it's doable, it's serviceable, I like it. But as you can see, the thing that I'm actually really proud of is that if you see that bottom part of where the grass is kind of a different shade, I tried to make it an effect. So like he kind of like swooshing down like a bunch of air below his feet, and like there's a proof of energy just kind of emanating. I like that effect. I don't know how I call it yet, but I really like that effect. So yeah, this is my sort of first stint into pixel art, and next week I have new subjects. I have another project with pixel art, and I hope I see you there. So like this video if you like it, hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao!